Hello, hi, and good morning, friends. If you are new here, my name is Donna. I'm super excited to have you here today, and I hope that you like it enough that you'll want to stick around. If you are here to see some, well, you know what the title is, right? It's a Project Pan update, so there's that. But overall, I am your go-to girl for all things colorful, all things grungy, all things princess, general makeup chatter, and I am also the person that is going to tell you no matter what age you are, you wear what you want, because girl, I do too. So with that said, you're in the right place. I hope that you enjoy the channel. I hope that you'll want to stick around. And today we are doing a Project Pan update. I do believe this is update number 2. This year I started something new where I am updating my Project Pan every other month and doing a Shop My Stash update. Other than that, this is my first year with a Shop My Stash, so it's not going as I had planned. I just need to figure out how to do it better. But today, this month is the Project Pan update. So this is update number 2, and I am pretty stoked, but also I think it could be a slight bit confusing. So let's run through the products that I still have in my Project Pan, and then I'll show you some empties, because we do have some things that we're rolling in. The first thing that I have here, and this is an item that was rolled in fairly early to I think in the first update, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the Dewy, and this is not a favorite for me. I am wearing it today. I pretty much have been wearing it every single day. This is like the foundation that will never end. I think it was a pretty full bottle when I slid it in here, so there's that. But I really hate the smell of it, number one, but I also really hate like this paddle. Like, what the F is this even? I do think that it's getting to a place where it's almost done though, because I can't any longer get anything on the paddle to put onto my palette. That we rolled in last month, and it did have a 4.6 weight, and this month it has 4.1, so I have used 0.5 ounces, and there is only 0.95 ounces in this container, so I do know that it's super close to being done, and I can't be happier about it because I do not like it. So the next thing that we have here is this. This is the Buxom Full-On Lip Cream in Dolly, and Buxom is one of my favorite lip glosses, so I'm really excited to have this in my Project Pan, because I really feel like it could be the first lip gloss that I pan, and this is what it looks like. You guys, do you see this usage? So that first line is when we rolled it into the project. Second line was in the last update, and this is today's line, and you guys can see it is so close. Like, we're getting a good amount of usage every single time. So I would say this probably should be rolling out of my collection within a couple months. I'm pretty stoked on that being only a project that will be part of this project for the next couple months. I'm really excited about that. That one isn't one that I weigh, because we can see the progress on it. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in this diffuse light, and this has been part of the project since we started in January. When we rolled it in, it weighed in at 0.8 ounces. In the first update, it weighed in at 0.8 ounces, but we could see some definite progress. This time it weighs in at 0.8 ounces, and the progress is pretty significant again. And I don't think that you'll be able, maybe you can. Do you guys see the little traction that I'm making over here in this corner? Remember in the last update I said that that corner I thought was going to go next because there was a little bit of a crack in it. Well, the crack has gotten bigger. I still don't think it's going to be rolling out anytime soon, but I'm so happy for the progress in it. It is a powder that I wear, I guess, every day since rolling it into a Project Pan. Although in this last month, I have to be honest, I haven't worn it a whole lot. I'm hoping that it doesn't last me throughout the entirety of the year, but I know how long a powder typically takes. The next item I have is this, and this is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. This is one that I rolled in the last update, and this is what it looks like. It is still, it's still pretty. I think I've used it maybe 4 times since updating, y'all. And I know that when we first rolled it in, it weighed in at 1.7 ounces. This time it also weighs in at 1.7 ounces. So you're not seeing a whole lot of traction. I have to be honest, I think I've used it, like I said, 3 or 4 times since we last updated a couple months ago. I really need to solidify it in my brain that I need to use it. It does have a little bit of a gouge mark in it. I think that might be from my fingernail. It's definitely not from usage. So there's that. The next thing I have is this. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, and it is just a mini size. This one I also don't weigh because we'll be able to see some kind of progress in it, but I do take pictures of it on my notebook so that we can see just what kind of usage we're looking at. Again, I'm wearing it today, but it's not a lipstick that I'm wearing very often. Lips just aren't something that I am wearing very often. If I'm an honest person, I much prefer a liner and a gloss than I do a lipstick of any kind. So it's not seeing a whole hell of a lot of usage, but the goal on that one is to empty it. I don't know that that'll actually happen, but you know, I have high hopes. I have high hopes. So the next thing we have is this, and I have to be honest, I think I'm gonna roll this guy out just because it still weighs in. It's the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. This has been in the project since we started in January. You can see where it's kind of like missing. I can still get stuff out of it, but since taking the thingy off of it, it's just a damn mess. And if I'm honest, it also stinks. It stinks so bad, and the texture of it is just kind of like goopy more than it is anything else. I just don't think it's good to have on my skin anymore. So I am going to call this one empty, even though it still has some product in it, and I think that that's okay. I think that that's okay, and I think that you guys can appreciate why I want that out of my collection. This I'm rolling out and putting it in the garbage can because it's nasty, but the rest of the items that I had in this project are empty, and this is where it can get slightly confusing. So bear with me, okay? I hope that I got pictures of all this as we're walking through this. If not, you'll just have to trust me. I'm so sorry. I'm not super good unless I'm updating you, and I think that this is a problem that I talked about in the last project pan. This is the Briogeo hair oil that was still in the mix last update. And you guys can see it is gone. There is nothing in it anymore. So I was super happy to finish this guy up. And when I did, I rolled in this guy. This is the R & Co. Spiritualized Dry Shampoo Mist. This I got in, I believe, a Beautylicious Lucky Bag. I cannot remember where this came from. I do believe it came from a Beautylicious Lucky Bag, either this last year or the year before. I can't remember. Anyways, it was like 3/4 full. I did use it and used it up. I go through dry shampoo like a crazy person. So this one I rolled in on 2/27. This one I rolled in on 3/6. So it took me all of a week to get through this. And I think that this guy's problem is that it's liquid, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it just went so much faster than the aerosols do. So I would never repurchase a full size of this just because of how fast I went through it. But then I rolled in this guy. This is the IGK First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo, and I love this dry shampoo, but I had already been using it, so I don't know how full or empty it was. I do use this all the time, and it is also empty. So I emptied this and 2 other hair items that I rolled in because of that item, and we're landing on this, which is the Living Proof TBD Multitasker Styler. This is a 5-in-1 styler that I got through, I can't remember honestly, but it rolled into my collection through my sample series, and so I am putting it in the project to just kind of get rid of it. Honestly, I don't have enough space in my life for all the damn samples and hair product and everything that I have. So I need to get the samples out of my life, which is why there's a lot of samples in here. This is the next hair item that we are rolling in. This guy was rolled in on the 6th. It weighed in at 1 ounce. And today, as I am discussing the update with you, it weighs in at 0.8 ounces, which you'll see in the picture. So that is the new hair product, and these guys are going into my empties bin. Next, we had this guy, which I rolled in last update as the eye primer for me to use. And you guys, I used it up. I even got in there and dug all the remnants of that out and used this entirety. Now I do have a backup of this, but I wanted to utilize something else in my collection, which was open, for me to roll into this project pan to replace this eye primer, and I replaced it with this eye primer. So this is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is a decent eyeshadow primer, and when I rolled it into the project, it was up here, and now, as you can see, it is right there. I do have 2 different marks on it because I couldn't decide where to mark it, but I think it lands at this top one here. So this eye primer was rolled in on the 6th, so I also finished this up on the 6th. This eyeshadow primer was rolled in on the 6th at 0.4 ounces at that top line there. And currently it weighs in at 0.4 ounces and it's at that second line there. Honestly, this kind of eyeshadow primer takes very little or it will pill up. So I can't imagine that this is going to roll out as quickly as this guy did, but I can say that this is my new eyeshadow primer in my project pan, and I cannot be happier that I have finished another eyeshadow primer. The next product that we rolled in last time was this guy. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This was almost gone, honestly, sample size, so I knew it wasn't going to take very long. As a matter of fact, I think I said in that video that by my next update it would probably be gone. I do use primer like no other, and this guy weighed in when we first rolled it in at 0.6 ounces. I rolled it in on 2.1. I rolled it out on 2.27. And when I rolled it out, I popped this guy in. This is the Hula Quickie Contour Stick. I know it's not like for like, but I did roll this guy in its place. And this one weighed in at 1.1 ounces on 3.6 when I rolled it in. It still weighs in at 1.1 ounces, but I do have pictures of where it was on my notebook also. Like, that isn't a project that a product that I rolled in because I hate it. I actually quite love that Quickie contour stick, but it is a product that I have a ton of contour sticks, and I just want to finish up using that so I can start really focusing on some of the other products in my collection. And the next thing is this is the Bite Beauty lip pencil, and this is in number 034, and this is what it looks like. I can't sharpen this anymore. It fits into the sharpener, but I can barely get it back out. I tried. And when I started this project, I wanted it to be about the same size as the lid, and the lid is actually much taller than it now. So I am rolling this out. We are calling this done. And to replace that, again, not a like for like, I did put in this. This is the Soap and Glory Righteous Butter. And when I rolled it in on, I don't have a day, which is weird, but this is what it looks like currently, and I'll get a better close-up picture of that so that you have that also to look at. I have used actually quite a bit of it. I needed to put some kind of body lotion or body something into this. I rolled it in right about the same time I was having issues with some of the skincare products I had been using, like reacting on my hands really, really poorly. So I rolled it in approximately that same time. I have used quite a bit of it. What I will say about this is it's super thick and super kind of greasy, so it leaves a really nasty like after feel. I don't necessarily love that, but it does help for healing and soothing cracked and dry hands. So I do love it for that. It is really fragrant, though. I do not like that piece. The last two that I have is this one here. Now, if you remember correctly, the last update I said, I think that this is going to last forever in my collection. And it would have, had it not broke. So it broke, and it actually fell onto the floor. And typically I would pick up the end of the pencil and, you know, retract it all the way down and try and put it into the hole and kind of leave it. It depends on how it falls off. When this broke, it broke into kind of like this, I don't know, it's got a really weird consistency, and maybe it was old, I'm not sure, but you know how pencils are usually, like even creamy eye pencils, even eyeliner gel pencils aren't necessarily like tacky, I guess, or what is the word that I'm trying to think of? I cannot remember, but when it broke off, it broke really strangely. There was like a strindle coming off of this, and I had rolled it up and went into Tightline, which is what I have been using this for, and I must have like pressed it just so on my like waterline, on my upper waterline or something, but it fell off and it fell onto the floor. And when I went to go pick it up, it almost like squished in my hands, which I totally didn't mean to do, but I mean, more power to me, right? I'm just rolling in a whole nother eyeliner to replace it, so I didn't really do much, but this guy ended up being an empty as well, and to replace it, I am rolling in another eyeliner. This is, and another black one at that. This is the Cargo Swimmables black eyeliner, and this one is in the shade Black Sea. So I did sharpen it so that, you know, I wasn't like being unfair. There wasn't an unfair advantage. Like I wasn't going to have to sharpen it right away after rolling it in. I would like to see the cargo on this be gone before I roll it out of here at the very least. So that is the new eye pencil that I rolled in. Next, I do have the Ofra bronzer in Versatile Matte. So last update I talked about scraping it out and repressing it into the middle so that I could get the rest of the usage on this matte bronzer. I did that. But when I did that, for whatever reason, when I repressed it, it made it kind of a chunky mess. And it repressed quite nicely, but when the first dip in with my brush, it broke it all up. And I don't know, maybe I repressed it with not enough alcohol in it. I don't know, but it crumbled underneath the repress. So I did roll this out. Actually, I put it back into the pan, repressed it back into the pan, tried it again. I tried with this guy so much. I actually finally let it go yesterday. I just couldn't handle having to pick up the crumbly pieces every single time I used it. I don't know that I will I'm just not very good at repressing. So there's that, but this guy is now out of my collection. We'll go into my empties, and to roll another product in, we are rolling this guy in. This is my Becca Capri Coast Sunlit Bronzer. This is what it looks like. This guy is a little more orange than that Ofra one. I am wearing it today. I feel like it's very subtle, but it's also kind of glowy, which is nice. I did weigh this guy, and it comes in at 0.6 ounces. It does have a little bit of a divot over here on this side, and the pan is kind of wonky. It is just a sample size. I do just want to hit pan in this. I don't necessarily need to finish it all up, but if I do finish it all up, I mean, I guess that's a bonus, but it is just a sample size. I still think that if I decided to finish this up, it would take me forever to do. Powders take for flippin' ever. And then, like I said, I am rolling this guy out. So to replace that guy, and this will go in the garbage, you won't see it again. To replace that guy, I am rolling in this. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is a full coverage anti-aging waterproof concealer. It's not my favorite concealer, but it is a decent concealer. And this one is in light medium. This weighed in at 0.5 ounces. I do think that I did have it open. I do think that it's probably, I start feeling a little bit of like want to not bend about this place here. And because of how often I use concealer, which is pretty not often, I can't imagine that that'll be something that comes in and out of my collection. So with that said, I can't imagine that any of these items that I'm rolling in this update are not going to still be here next update. I feel like this was a really confusing update because I did roll in several products in between update to update. So with that said, here we are again in this place where I'm like, I feel really weird rolling in a product when I'm not updating you guys on the product that I'm rolling out. Follow me on Instagram. What I'm going to start doing is if I roll out a product in the middle somewhere in between updates, I'm going to post that on my Instagram, because I did take a picture and meant to post it on Instagram and then didn't, because I didn't really know what to, I usually come to you and update my project pan every single time I'm rolling something out. So it feels really weird. Like I'm in this weird place where I don't know what to do. So let me know what you want me to do. But in the meantime, also know that I will update everything on Instagram as well. So definitely follow me there. I'm really excited about how this project is going. I feel like I've completed so many items already thus far. And that's exciting for me because you all know I finished 21 items last year. I just want to finish at least 21 again this year, and I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. Definitely heading in the right direction. Are you project panning? I would love to know. If you are, I would come and support your channel for sure and watch that project pan. I do love watching people finish up their projects. It gives me some kind of like, I don't know, warm and fuzzy feeling inside, because you know that your money isn't going to waste when you see that you are finishing so much. That's another reason why I do the year of empties videos at the end of the year every year. I'd like to see how much money I am spending and using at the end of the year. So there's that. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed it enough you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. I also hope that you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you go. If you do that, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. It's going to notify you every single time I upload a video, and I won't want you to miss anything. If you're interested in seeing another video from me, YouTube will be telling you, referring one to you here in a few short minutes. And yeah, you guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for coming and enjoying some time with me today, cookies. I hope that you all are staying safe out there. I hope that you're staying healthy, and I hope that you're loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.